Today I have a shoes review, a review that I was thinking to do since February. And the reason for that is I have a very mixed feeling about those shoes. So let me start from the beginning. These are the Nike Pegasus Trail 5 version. They are like a hybrid version between the trail and the road shoes. That's how the Nike advertised them. They are trail shoes, but also they're hybrid, so they're supposed to be good for the road. And the reason I bought these shoes is because, the winter was coming and I wanted some shoes that are good for, the bad weather, a little bit colder, when it's wet, when it's a little bit frosty. I mainly use them for the road, in my park. I use them for like a typical everyday training. So last year I bought this version with the winter in mind. This is gonna be my honest review after 700 kilometers. And what I think is about these shoes, it's different from what I read on the internet. So I'm not really impressed with these shoes, okay? And let me explain why. These shoes, in my opinion, are good for like everyday running. Let's say you want to do your base 10k in the park, that's grand. Let's say you want to do your slow long run, I don't know, maybe 15 kilometers, that's grand. Let's say you want to do the slow half marathon. And that's where the problem starts with the shoes, Anything longer, in my opinion, anything a little bit faster, let's say around 4 minutes per kilometer pace, that the shoes doesn't feel right anymore. So my first impression on the shoes when I went to the local park to do my base 10k was grand. The problem actually started when I went for like a proper race, 10 miler, and I ordered my racing shoes, Nike Zoom Fly 5, and they didn't arrive on time. So I didn't have an option other than wear these shoes for the 10 miler. 10 miler I ran in pace around 3:58. When I wore these shoes for this 10 miler and I went it, a little bit faster in it, my legs were destroyed, I got a black toe after that. My feet, felt very uncomfortable in them. And to be honest with you, I never felt anything like that in any other shoes. That was the first time I was thinking I'm going to do a review about these shoes, but I said, nah. And that's it, After that time, it's right my head, that these shoes are not for any type of road racing. And that's fine, because they are supposed to be a trail shoes. So then I took the shoes on like a park run that is like a proper trail, in the forest with a lot of mud, a lot of hills, up and downs. But I wasn't really running that park run any fast, I was running into around, 4:30 pace, and they were grand, on the wet day when the weather actually was my biggest problem, the shoes feel okay. But then 2 weeks ago, I took these shoes for the proper trail race in the proper terrain, with the hills, with the mud, with a lot of rocks on the cliffs, and oh my god, these shoes, they're not made for the purpose or proper trails, okay? So different, but I enjoy it. There's one thing, I need to get a better shoes. I need to get a better shoes. I have a Nike Pegasus Trail version 5, but they are really terrible shoes, Definitely not for this kind of race, when you have like a proper rocks, mud and everything, These shoes are good for a local park, local forest, with the even, maybe a little bit hills, but with the even surface, no rocks, no proper hills, nothing like that. Just the normal base running in the park, in the forest, on the road. Yes, they are good for that. But any type of racing, either on the road or proper trail racing with the rocks, these shoes are, in my opinion, these shoes are not made for. Okay? And the reason for that is because every time I try to run faster in these shoes, I feel a little bit, my foot doesn't feel comfortable, they feel like a kind of a warmish on the front here around my fingers. For any kind of speed work, those shoes are not good. Forget about, sprint session, forget about, tempo runs. They are not good for any type of the run, because my foot, they were really always tired after that, they didn't feel good. Completely different than when I wore any other Nike shoes. Like I've been using the Nike Pegasus, but the normal version, not trail version, the normal version since version, I don't know, 37, 38. And they were always perfect for the normal, training that you do on the daily basis, the normal base run, the normal tempo, the normal, speed session that you do every week, they were grand. These shoes, they're not for that. And yeah, literally last week when I got this puppet, the trail race, I felt in those shoes every single rock. The mood, you know, they were wet straight away. The foot again felt very uncomfortable. It feels like this kind of a burn here on the bottom when I go faster. After that, I said, yeah, I think, you know what, I need to share my opinion on that, because every time I go on the internet, and actually I went on the Nike.com today and I saw the reviews of those shoes, and the shoe has like I don't remember, 150 to 100 reviews. All of them are 5 stars saying they're great shoes. And you know what? Maybe they are great shoes, but not for me, not for the races, not for the speed work, not for Papa Trail, but for the people who are just working, doing like, you know, slow run every day in the park. They're probably good, you know. As I said, I bought them with the intention for the winter. You know, in the winter they are okay in the park for a little bit frost and everything. They're grand. They just get very dirty, but you know, it's because they're white. Another actually good thing I could say about these shoes is, you know, I have done 700 kilometers in them. The sole of the shoes is actually still in the pretty good condition. The shoe is actually in a perfect condition. After 700 kilometers, there's nothing here, zero damage, nothing, like nothing. Yeah. I can see a tiny bit here, but that's after 700 kilometers, that's nothing. The shoes are made very well, I can say that, you know. I think I got them on a sale for 120. I see they are on the Nike.com at the moment for around 140, 150. They are made very good. They are good shoes if you want to do your base run and nothing else, okay? Base run in park, base run in forest, on the different terrain, they're grand. Anything other than that, in my opinion, these shoes are not made for, okay? And I think that's probably, it is what it is, you know? They are not really racing shoes, they are not really proper trail shoes, they are just shoes for everyday use. Maybe we have the speed work or anything like that. So that's my honest opinion. As I said, I was very surprised when I saw all the reviews today. Many people seem to be happy with those shoes. That's why I think my opinion is a little bit different, but that's how I feel. Anyway, that's how I feel about these shoes. But now, let me know in comments if you own these shoes, what do you think about them? I'm waiting for your comment, I'm waiting for the subscribe, and I see you in the next one.